Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 1 of Dude Knits. This is James coming back to you from Green Bay, Wisconsin. And this is my podcast, Fibercast, episode 1. Thank you so much for everyone that's coming in to view me. I really appreciate that. I know there's a lot of different YouTube shows and podcasts and different fiber related content you could be watching. So the fact that you stopped by even for a couple seconds to take a look at mine means a lot. It means a lot to me that anybody would watch what I have to say. If we're really going to be honest. Because I'm just coming to you all with my love of all things fiber and yarn related and knitting and crocheting, and I love it. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Give a shout out to my homegirl, Artemis. Oh, I don't know how a camera works. There she is. You can see her. She will meow probably sometime during this episode. So just giving a heads up, that's my cat. She's wonderful. I complain about her sometimes, but in all reality, she's super sweet. It's just ironic because I got a cat because I wanted to, have an animal that I could come home to, but I could also, visit my siblings on the weekend or go take a weekend trip with the college friends or something and just be able to clean everything up, and she can kind of be by herself for a day or two if she needed to. And I ended up getting the most dog-like cat ever, which I think is just ironic because, when I get home from work, sometimes I'm just like, I need a little space. I need you to back up a little bit. And no, she's not about that life. Yep, there she is. She's just like, I've been alone all day. You need to pay me attention. And I'm just like, that's not how this is supposed to work. She don't care. So, she is super sweet, though. This is not a cat podcast, I promise. This is a fiber-related podcast. It is Thursday, May 13th. Here, the weather is pretty amazing. It's in the 60s today, which is my personal favorite weather. I'm a little bit bigger of a dude, and so I don't like it too warm. I get warm very easily, and actually this knitted shawl won't stay on for very long, probably not the whole episode, because I get very warm very easily. So I like the winter months for the knitwear. Not that I'm going to stop in the summer, because let's not get crazy here. Like, we've got to keep it up. So yeah, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm doing well. I hope you all have something to drink. If you're working on a project or just stopping by, I appreciate it. I am drinking out of a mug that my friend Kelly got me. She's amazing. And so it says, I love playing with balls. And there's balls of yarn and knitting needles. I love the humor. I think it's really funny. And so I enjoy this quite a lot. So that is there. Yeah, how have I been? How am I doing? This is officially episode 1. So now, calm down. Calm down. Okay, this is not going to happen every time, but I do have a whole list of notes. Oh my god, I know. I know, not what you were expecting. I don't want you to raise your expectations because I don't know if this is ever going to happen again. And yes, it's typed out because my handwriting even I can't read, and I wrote it, so it has to be typed. So yep, I have a list of notes for today for us to discuss. Probably going to go off tangent. That's just what I do. I've been told I'm funnier that way, even if I don't plan it. I used to give presentations, and we'd have a whole PowerPoint ready, and I work in higher education, so I work with college students, and I presented on a lot of different things in the past. I'm not a professor. I work with them outside the classroom. But we would have this whole presentation. We spent like an entire summer working on it, and then I'd get in front of everybody and be like, okay, well, nobody knows this, but we're not sticking to the script. We're going to go wherever my mind's at today and see how we do. Not that I ever got a complaint about that, so it tends to work out well. So maybe this will work out well for the Fibercast, the podcast, however you want to term that. Yeah, so I got my list, and I'm feeling good. A little bit tired. We're at the point in the semester where it's finals week for us here at my university. We are doing graduation on Saturday, and so it's been a long semester for everyone, not just the students, but the faculty, the staff. Everyone does such an amazing job. I'm so lucky to be where I am and be able to work with the people I work with every day. But at the end of the semester, even without the pandemic, people are tired. People put their heart and soul into trying to help students or trying to educate or trying to learn as students themselves. And so everybody's ready for the summer, ready for some well-earned vacation. Um, Graduation is Saturday. We're doing a drive-through graduation. It looks amazing. The people that put their time into this, I'm like, dang! Not only do the students get to drive through, but there's stops, there's different pictures they can take at different places, flowers, one-on-one time with the chancellor, which I never got when I graduated because it was like walk up, shake the hand, there you go, no conversation, just shake and go. So I think we're trying so hard with just the realities of where we're at, and so I will be volunteering all day. I'll be out there with everyone. I think I mentioned last time that I got sunburned last weekend, and so this weekend I'm going to try and even it out. It's not going to go well. But, you can kind of see there's a little bit left over of sunburn. Yep, right there. It's not an attractive farmer's tan. Same thing with the other arm. It's not as easy to tell, thankfully. But I'm going to try to even it out. Put sunscreen like right here and let this all burn. Not really. Maybe a little bit. Eventually I'll put sunscreen all over because I burn really easily, and I'm going to be 32 this summer and I still haven't learned. Maybe this will be the summer I learn to use a little bit more sunscreen. I did get a haircut. Thank you for noticing. I appreciate it. For those of you that didn't notice, I'm just giving you the benefit of the doubt. Wasn't as wild as Sunday when I recorded, so we'll do that. I'm keeping the facial hair, I think. I like it. I don't know that I've ever had usually it used to be patchy, and so we'll see how it goes. I'll probably shave at some point. It gets caught on the nits, and that's not great. Got to keep it a little short. But yeah, otherwise, I'm doing good. Check the notes here. Yep, overall, work is really great. I am a little sad. I'm going to be honest. I used to work in residence life on campus, and so I would actually live with the students, and I was there in case there was an emergency, and I don't do that anymore, but some of the last students that were actually with me and, came through as freshmen are getting ready to graduate, and not that I don't know students as well, but I just don't see them as often in the roles I have now, and so it's a little bittersweet because some of the folks I worked with for 4 years now are graduating, and so I actually just saw a couple of them tonight. We went out for dinner. I surprised them with some graduation gifts. They're just really great people, and so I'm excited for them and where their future takes it. But it's that time of year where we're ready to celebrate, but it's still a little melancholy because I care. I put a lot of thought, and I care for my students that I work with, and I really try and make a difference with my job, and so that's why I do what I do. I think a lot of people will tell you they don't go into higher education or education in general because they're paid for it. A lot of people, it's a passion. They want to help people. They want to be there for the next generation, and so that makes me sound a whole lot better than I think I am. I'm like, no, I just do it because I love it and I love the students, and so I'm happy for them for this weekend. But I'm a little sad, too. Probably won't see them in person as often, but that's part of what I do. It's every year this thing happens, so it's not like it's a surprise. Like, dang, there's graduation. Where did that come from? Every once in a while, I'll joke around with the students. And I'll say, could pick up another degree if you want it. Stay around another year. I'm just kidding when I say that. I don't wish anybody to have any more debt than they would already have or anything like that. So, but yeah, that's where I am. The injuries I got last weekend are mostly healing up. I got that thumb thing. It's almost gone. The cat scratches from my mom's cat are almost gone. The sunburns don't hurt anymore. I don't look as crazy. I got the do done. Yeah, so I'm doing good. Life is good. It's almost summertime. A lot of time with family coming up. Yeah. I wanted to do a little section in here about healthy living. How are my gym goals going? How's my nutrition been? I think I shared a little bit. I'm on this, I want to take good care of myself. I want to change some of my life habits. I'm not on a diet or anything. I don't profess to be any kind of fitness expert. I would never say that. But the word diet I don't like because that means there's at some point you're ending what you're doing, and I'm trying to make sustained lifestyle choices. I gave up soda 3 or 4 years ago now. I'll still occasionally have it with like a mixed drink or something, but I don't drink soda. I usually go to the gym 5-6 times a week. So yeah, that's my goals. And last year, both my siblings got married, which was very exciting. And I knew there was going to be lots of pictures, so I'm like, oh, the year before that, I'm like, I really got to knuckle down. These pictures aren't going anywhere. So I actually lost 50 pounds last year, which was very exciting. Stop it. So I know you're applauding. I know, it's okay. No, it is really good. I'm glad with that. I have gained back like 5 pounds this year, and so, it's ups and downs. I'm just trying to be consistent, and maybe doing a little section on how that stuff is going will keep me better for the podcast, because then I get to share with all of you how I'm doing, in case you care. It sounds really conceited. I'm not actually that conceited. I joke about it, but I'm not that conceited. But yeah, the gym is going great. I've got a couple of college friends that join me every once in a while and help. Knowing somebody else is there is really great, and I get to work out with them. Nutrition is still a journey. Still a journey. I do best when I do meal prep, and my weekends have been very busy, so it's an excuse. They're always going to be busy, so I'm trying to prioritize that a little bit more. I meal prep for the first half of this week. It went really well. Not so much for the second half, so I'm going to try and throw some stuff in the crock pot tonight so it's ready for tomorrow, so I don't just order from some other place. If I make it myself, it's always more healthy. I know exactly what's going in, and I don't add a lot of the sauces or other things that aren't as good for me. So, yeah, next week I'm going to try and really do meal prep for the whole week, and I'll let you know how that goes. Thank you all for keeping me accountable. I appreciate that. So let's get into the knitting. The reason you're all here, it's 12 minutes in, and we haven't even really talked that much about knitting. So, knitting, crocheting, I have a mix of both. I don't know if I'll always have a mix of both, but I'll just let you know where I'm at for both of them. We're going to talk about what I'm wearing first, because it's hot and I need to take it off. And I had this really cute pin. My coworker Erin, who's amazing, she crochets. She's teaching her daughters to crochet, which I love so much, and I hope post-pandemic maybe we can get together and crochet. That's me inviting her right now, which is not normal for me to invite myself to other people's houses or things. I just free spirit that way. She's found this pin and gave it to me because she thought of me, and so it's super cute. It's a little basket. I don't know how well this is going to focus. Cover my face. There we go. It says Yarn Enthusiast, and it's a little bucket with balls of yarn. Oh, I had it pinned earlier nice and neatly to my shawl. It looked great. The shawl that I'm wearing, y'all, y'all, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. For a good 10 minutes before I started, I hit the record button. I was trying to, put it on. I'm like, I wear this to work. I'll wear it on a normal business day, and I'll usually have, my Columbia, and then I'll have this underneath to, give it a nice pop of color or something. And I couldn't figure out how to work it for the camera, so it just ended up like this. But this is called, it's a shawl. It's my first ever MKAL, M-K-A-L. For those of you that might be new to that concept, that stands for Mystery Knit Along. It's the first one I ever did. I had so much fun. It was I think 5 or 6 weeks. It was great. Every week a new clue came out, describing what you were doing. You didn't know how it was going to look. They told you the general yarn you would need, and you just went. And because it was spaced out, I kept myself consistent. Every week I was ready. I was done with the previous clue before the next one came out. And so it was done in 5 weeks, and it didn't feel like it was that much work. Plus, the amazing people that put out tutorial videos, and they're one of my favorite podcasts. I love them so much. I will show you the shawl. It is called My Sister's Favorite Things. by Cozy Up Knits. And so they're Cozy Up Knits on Ravelry, on YouTube, a couple other places. I follow them everywhere. So this is the shawl design. It is so good, you guys. Look at that middle section. I have it backwards. Don't mind me. It's only my second time doing this. Look at that. Look at that design. Oh, I love it so much. There's the Estonian button stitches in here. First time I've ever done those. Super easy. I learned so much while doing this. It is so fun. And it's a pretty, I'm going to scoot back in my rocking chair. It's a pretty big shawl. Like, I really loved every part of this. It's so nice. My first time really doing short rows. And they teach you how to do all of it. So Cozy Up Knits, they're 4 sisters that live in Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada. I know that because I watch their podcast religiously. Every week that it comes out, I'll watch it, and I've actually gone back to the beginning, and I've been trying to catch up, which was super great. I'm a little nervous because I haven't hit COVID yet with their podcast. I'm about to, so that's a little sad, like reliving that, everything. But they're amazing. I loved it. The design was so good. You know, if you've never done a shawl, I can highly recommend, especially with all of the video tutorials they had, showing you how to block it at the end. I love it. I love everything about it. I wear it all the time. I probably would have picked some different yarns. I was really nervous about using the mohair or Surrey alpaca, and I think it really would have made a difference. I ended up using not that recommendation. I'm a little embarrassed to say which one I used, so I'm not going to. But they're amazing. They're so good. They're so supportive, too, just watching their podcast. They're the type of people that I would just love to hang out with. Like, let's have a game night. Let's have a knit night. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I would love to do that. And I want to visit Canada because I think it's cool. It's right above the U.S. And so I thought about when they start doing Fiber Fests and stuff, just, like, going to one they're going to because I want to meet them. I know I'm fanboying so bad. I'm sorry. But I did. I loved it. It was such a fun experience. My first MCAL. I will definitely be doing it. They're a tradition. They do it in January. And it's so nice. I love everything about it. So that's what I was wearing. I wanted to show that off. I'll try and show some previous knits and stuff like that. So yeah, my notes dropped to the floor. So yeah. That's what I was wearing. Some other finished objects that I have, FOs, if you're part of the community, we love our acronyms. This is a crochet project, and so this is a baby blanket. I have several baby things in the works. I'm at the age where a lot of people are having babies either for the first time or they're having their second or third, and so lots of friends that I know are pregnant. Congratulations, everybody that I know. Or if you are in that situation, congratulations. I love kids. I think they're great. So this is a wonderful baby blanket that I made. It is squishy and wonderful and great. I picked this up at Joann's, which is a big box distributor in the U.S. And it is a baby yarn. I think it was a size 5. I don't remember. I'm sorry I didn't keep the ball bands. I picked it because they're not doing a gender reveal, and so I don't know if you can see the colors, how clearly those are coming out for y'all. But it's a mix of like pinks and peaches and greens and blues, and so it's squishy and wonderful, and I keep it in the car or lay it down, and it would be just great. Plus, it's 100% acrylic, and so they can throw it in the wash, throw it in the dryer, don't have to worry about that one. I'm sure they'll have it's their first baby, and so I'm sure they'll have more than enough, to do without worrying about how to correctly launder a knit or a crochet item. So, yeah, that's one of my projects that I wanted to show you all. I have several baby blankets. Eventually, I want to move on to doing more like baby booties and baby hats, mitts. I would love to do those. But I do try and do quite a few blankets right now. And they're really appreciative. of getting these. Most folks are, and so knitting and crocheting isn't exactly a dying art by any means, but not a lot of people do it, and so the thought and the time you put in mean a lot to folks. So yeah, so I love that. I don't have my next one because I gave it away. I actually finished the AZ, what is it called? The AZ Goes It by Finicky Creations. It is a shawl. It's actually one of my whips as well. And I gave it to my mom for Mother's Day. So if I can figure out how, I'll try. Big if. I will try and put in the picture of the shawl if I can. It was great. I actually picked up a mystery pack at Casting On. It's a local yarn shop in Appleton, Wisconsin, that they had that, and they had the pattern in it. They had all the yarn I would need, and I could just purchase it all together. And so I will try and show you. This is a paid-for pattern, so I'll fold it a little bit here. This is what it, kind of what it looks like. The yarn I got was purples, like a very tonal purple. So imagine this, except all in like purples and like a little bit of pink in there. And it's beautiful. It was very easy to do. The yarn was amazing. It was fantastic. And the yarn was, and they're on Etsy right now, this company, but their most recent post said that they're in the process of transitioning to a new location, I think, and that was from fall of 2020. So I have no idea what's going on, but this is by Fish Belly Fiberworks. So here's your show notes, folks. I'm not going to get all of this down below. And the color they did was muscadine, like muscadine wine. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. There you go. So that, I had 2 skeins of this, and it was just amazing in DK. I liked it so much that I actually cast on another one. And so that's what I'm currently working on, and we can transition to the whips at this point. WIP stands for, it's WIP, it stands for Work in Progress, for any of those wondering. It's a knitted project. Take a little drink here. That's good. That's good. I'm also planning to do a section for hose, HO, which stands for half object. So if you have like one sock that's completed but not the second, or one mitten, not the second. I don't have any right now, and so I'm sure I will in the future. But moving on to whips. Whips. This is living inside my Marauders map bag, which I got from Etsy from, let's see if I can get this to focus in here. I don't know if I'll be able to. Ooh, this is all complicated. It says Fancy Boy Designs. Ooh, I kind of got it. Not bad. So I love this so much. I love project bags. I love Harry Potter. Always have. I read every one of the books multiple times because whenever a new book would come out, I would beg my parents or try and get it right away, like midnight releases, waiting at the bookstore for them to open at 6 a.m. And I would read it. Usually within a day, I'd finish the whole book. And then when I got done, I'm like, oh, I loved it so much. I would go back, starting from book 1, and read up to whatever book that was. I would do that each time there was a new release until the 7th book came out. And I did that as well one time. And then it was so foundational to me growing up that I haven't actually been able to reread anything but the 7th book since then. But I love Harry Potter. I'm a Ravenclaw, self-identified. Wit beyond measure is a man's greatest treasure. I'm a nerd. And I love it. So, but yeah, this is living within my Marauders map bag. And the fabric on the inside are these golden snitches. Oh, with the red maroon. And if I was a Gryffindor, that would be great. It's still great, but I frickin' love it so much. So this is my whip. It is the AZ Goes It by Finicky Creations, and so it's on size 8 Chaogu red lace needles, and this is what I have so far. I love this shawl. I just love it. It only increases on one side, and it's got like a lace section, it's got garter, it's got this stockinette section, Oh, well, it helps again if it's not backwards, James. Sorry. I'll get there one day. So again, it's got this stockinette section, garter section, this fake lace section. My progress keeper is right here. Isn't she cute? Little cat with a ball of yarn. That's how far I've gotten since Sunday. And so the shawl grows like this to the left. And it'll keep getting wider. This is not on the same type of yarn. This is, I had one cake of Lion Brand Mandala in the colorway Spirit. And so these are the colors that have left. Like, there's the light gray, and then I'm going to a deeper gray, and a deeper gray, and then like a dark blue. Those are probably not the right color names, but that's how they look. This was much more my color palette than the first one I did. The first one was purples, and it was beautiful. It looks great on my mom. It's not just really not my style. I don't have a lot of purple. As you can see by this, dark blue zip-up sweater, I'm not using the right words, that I'm wearing, the blues are much more my color. And so I'm going to love this. I love how the color fade happens. I actually really love that it's acrylic as well. I have no problem with acrylic. If I could use all hand-dyed yarn that was natural fibers, I would. My pocketbook does not agree with that. So I'm hoarding the hand-dyed yarn that I have by the indie dyers that I order from. But I use it occasionally. I don't mind acrylic. The biggest thing I've found with this type of yarn is, it's not the roughest acrylic. It's very soft. But after you work these long rows for several repeats, my hands start to get really dry, and I can feel the acrylic. Like I can feel that plasticky feeling much more than when I first started. So what I actually do is I just put on lotion. So I'm using, this is by Bath and Body Works Stress Relief. So it's a eucalyptus and spearmint, which I also use for work when things get stressful. So I have two of these, one at work and one at home. And then I just put it on my hands before I start working, and then you can smell it. You can smell the spearmint. Am I the only one that thinks it's weird to smell their yarn? I don't think it's weird. I love it, actually. Something about it is just very calming. Very calming. So I love it. So this is what I've been spending a lot of time on, and that's, like I said, that's where I was on Sunday, Mother's Day morning. And I only had gotten this much done, and the rest of it, I will finish this by next week. There's no way. There's only 2 sections left. I have to do one more repeat of the lace, and then garter, and then if I have more yarn, I'm going to use that whole cake. So if I have more, I'll do another garter and another stockinette. If I have enough. We'll see. Then I have to bind off. So that's where that project is. I love it so much. It is done. It's complete. It's not complete. It will be completed, and it's a joy. It's a joy to work with. It's a nice break from some of my other whips. And so some of my other whips, I'm still working on my crocheted blanket. So again, this is some samples. I am working on the tiles. I have 10 tiles done. I want 15 because I'm doing a row of 3 by 5, and then I need to connect them. And so I don't know if this will be done next week. Hopefully the tiles will all be done next week, and I'll have started connecting them. And I don't know exactly what stitch I want to use when I connect them. I know that it will be beautiful. I love how that changes. I did not plan those changes. Someone, a wonderful coworker of mine, had asked, how do you plan those colors so well? And I was really tempted to take the credit, but that's not what happened. What happens is I use, again, this is, Joann's had a sale. Okay, I don't want y'all to judge me. Or go ahead, judge me. I don't care, because it's not going to stop me. Joann's had a sale on Lion Brand Mandala yarn. And so, again, this is acrylic number 3. The colorway here is Wizard. And so what happens is I take 2 cakes, and if you can see, these colors are not exactly the same. They don't start in the same spot. There's like a deep, that's like a red right there, and right here that's purple. So I'll grab a strand from each, and it'll create a marled effect. and the color changes will just happen however it's spun up. These look like they're very similar, but they're not the same. The colors are the same, they're just not in the same order, and so that creates a really cool and interesting pattern effect, which I love. And so that is the other thing. So those two things are really what I'm spending my time on. I'm not really doing some of the other whips that I will show at all right now. Once that shawl gets done, I'll change my focus a little bit. I am getting ready for summer sock camp. If you follow the Crazy Sock Lady on YouTube, Kay, she's wonderful. Another person I'd love to actually go to a sock camp in person that she put on. I would pay. I actually don't want to tell you what I would pay because it would be a lot to go to like a weekend retreat that she hosted. But she just sounds like such a cool person, and I'd love to know her. So yeah, she does a virtual summer sock camp. If anyone's interested, check out her YouTube page, The Crazy Sock Lady. All the details are there. I'm not going to repeat all of her items, but I want to participate. I want to join my cabin. I'm Cabin Magic Loop. That's how I like to do my socks. And so I do have a couple sock whips. And so this is living within my Bearded Pearl bag by Caleb and Justin. So let's see if I can get my own beard out of there. Get theirs in there. The Bearded Pearl. There you go. There you go. They do wonderful bags. Oh my gosh. I've been dying for one of their canvas bags, so I can't wait till that comes round again. Currently they're working on this amazing fabric from, I'm not sure exactly where, I think it's called Harrison something. It's from Scotland, I think. Like, it's official, it's certified what they get. They can only get so much of it, and it sells out. They had just had a shop update yesterday, and I think I checked, like, I forgot for 5 minutes, and by 7:05, forget about it. It wasn't there, which was okay, which is totally fine. You know, I'm sure the people that got it love it, and I already have this bag, which I love. It's such good craftsmanship. It's just great, and I love the canvas interior. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. So this is all my little whip, my little guy. That's all. And we're just working on the cuff. These are a pair of shorties, or they will be a pair of shorties. And this is, I don't even know. I don't know if it's even going on. I got it from Ice Yarns. That's what it looks like. It creates this great fabric. It smells a little bit like permanent marker. I don't know why. After you wash it once, it doesn't. And so I'm on the hunt for my perfect sock recipe. I thought I had it with a US size 2 and the medium stitches and just a plain vanilla stock recipe I was using. And that didn't work out. So these are US 1s, and we're going to see how this goes because the US 2s not working for me. They're too loose. There's not enough negative ease. Even when I drop down to size small, my feet are not size small. It wasn't working, and so I needed to just accept the fact that I need to go try a US 1 and see if that helps. And so we'll see if that helps. If it doesn't, I guess I'll go to US 0s, which I really don't want to do. But we'll see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So that's one sock whip that I have. The next one, I don't even know if I can call this a whip. This is living in a Harry Potter bag by So Crazy Crafter. Again, don't judge me for all my project bags, people. I love them so much. And I will continue to love them. These were not all purchased at once. This is like treat yourself once a month, and then before you know it, you have a really good start on a project bag collection. And they're all full of things. It's not like I don't use them. But yeah, the So Crazy Crafter. Come on. Get my face out of it. You can do it. Oh, look at it go. It focused. So Crazy Crafter. It says Espresso Petronium with a little Harry Potter coffee mug. Isn't that cute? Isn't that freaking cute? Drawstring bag. And on the inside, y'all, look at this fabric. All the Hogwarts crests, and there's Ravenclaw. Okay. But yeah, those are all in there. This is an amazing yarn. I also got this at the Casting On in my local yarn shop in Appleton, and it is just gorgeous. Look at this yarn. I don't remember the colorway. I don't have any of those details because I'm a bad YouTuber. But those blues, oh, This is everything I love. Every single thing I love so much. Look at that, people. Just look at it. It's beautiful. Ugh. The problem that I had, not the yarn, not the pattern, this is a meme. This is, operator error 101 here. This yarn is not fingering weight. It's not fingering weight. Actually, because I did not keep the ball band, I don't know what weight it is. I'm going to go ahead and guess DK or Sport. It's definitely not fingering. It's just not. Maybe it's not DK, maybe it's Sport. It's definitely sock yarn. I know that because I got it specifically for the purpose of making socks. But it is so huge. Like, it's so big, and I've tried decreasing, and it's just not working, and I'm going to frog. I'm going to frog the whole thing. I'm going to rip it out. Frogging it means you're pulling back the stitches. I'm going to just restart the entire project. This yarn is too gorgeous not to do it justice. That is my thought. I love how the fabric feels. I love how it looks. It's way too big. And so I'm going to try and find some Sport or DK weight, which I've never done those socks before. I've done fingering weight socks. I'll just need to find the correct stitch count, which is fine. And then I'll probably do the regular, what I always do for socks, the vanilla recipe, which actually I bought from the Crazy Sock Lady. So she has several really great tutorials, and she has a couple new ones coming out this summer, in case anybody wants to learn to make socks. So I'll be redoing that because I love it too much. And it is hand-dyed indie yarn that, you pay for what you love. And I did not mind paying what I did, but I will mind if it doesn't fit. So I will do it justice. I will rip it out, which normally I don't, if I'm not honest with you all. But I will. I'll do it justice. I'll put it back, and we will move on from there. So that's my socks. Yeah. So that's a lot of the knitting work. I do have some things to talk about, upcoming projects. I forgot one, so I lied. There's one more. Baby project, and so this is it's a crocheted project using a crochet US hook, USL 8mm crochet hook, and so look at this pattern. Just look at it. It's so soft and squishy. Again, I'm holding two yarns. This is actually the same tile as my adult blanket. I'm just growing it out and doing one large tile, and then I'll do a border for a baby blanket, instead of putting them all together. And so I have no idea what these yarns are. These were gifted to me. I did not buy these. They definitely feel acrylic. I think they'll be great for a baby blanket. And I love the effect it has together. There's almost a little bit of a shine to this. And the yarns are close enough that they look like they could be related, but they're not. They're not the same type of yarn. And they just create a really cool marled baby blanket effect. So this is in the work for a different friend of mine who is pregnant. And so all the pregnant friends, so exciting. Babies for everyone. I will come and hold your baby. I will feed your baby. I will not change your baby's diaper. Sorry. They're not my baby. So, it's just me. So, I love babies. I really would if they needed me to. I don't know if I know how. I could figure it out, but yeah, that's another baby blanket. Yeah, the next thing I want to talk about is dreaming of yarn. Eventually, I'll figure out how to put, sound or music in here, like dreaming of yarn. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I'll stop now. Yeah, it's things that I want, things that are coming up. I have two baby blankets, in addition to the one I'm working on. I have two more that are coming. I just ordered some more Lion Brand yarn. They had a sale. I'm signed up for their newsletter, and so colorway Dragon, and I love the effect of the yarn so much. There's a picture that I have that goes with the baby blanket. I'll show it later on, not right now, to what that looks like, and it's beautiful. And so that will be another baby blanket, not a huge one. I'm thinking like 30 by 40 inches, and I don't know what that is in centimeters. Sorry, everyone outside of the U.S. that uses like a realistic measurement system, and not us who have to be different and difficult for I don't know what reason. We should really just switch to metric. personal opinion. You don't have to agree with me. It's just, why use a system that makes sense, right? Okay, that was a little sarcastic. Sorry, people. This is the real me. Just being me. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. I don't know how well this will work. It looks beautiful. The colors are not coming through quite as well. Maybe they're a little bit. I love how the colors look so much. The colors are dark sage, dark jade, aqua, turquoise, mahogany, camel, medium olive green. So I love how they look. It's going to be amazing when it comes in, and so I've already purchased it. It's on the way. And then another friend of mine who is pregnant, a different friend, because I have a lot of friends right now that are pregnant, has asked me to make this baby blanket. So I will show it. And almost all of my blankets are usually crocheted. That's my go-to for crochet. I feel like crochet is usually, for me, faster than knitting. I like knitting more because I did it first, and I used knitting for more fitted garments because that just works for me. But I like crocheted for the bulkier yarn or for the bigger projects typically. And so this is the baby blanket she has asked me to make. Isn't that gorgeous? And this is a theme. It relates to mountains, and so the dark green, the light green, like the gray for the ground and the white for the snow. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't it pretty? Oh, I love it. And so, not that I need any excuse to get more yarn, because really it could just be like, oh, is it a day that ends in Y? We should get more yarn. I'm okay with that. I did. I went and already purchased. Oh my god! Oh, so much yarn from Joann's. And I got pretty true to color, I think. Pull out one of each, and so it will go, and a new crochet hook to go. Who don't need a new crochet hook? So pretty true to color. How is that, people? How is that? And I got two skeins because this is going to be a big Afghan. I'm going to do the ripple stitch with this one. And the one that was in the picture was only a 26 by 30 inch. I'm like, we're going big. I'm going big with this one. So I have several months for this baby. It's, they all have their different times. This baby I have a little more time with. And so I have two of these, and I will do a repeating pattern. So probably do like 5 or 6 inches for each stripe of color before I repeat the next one. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? I haven't decided if I'm going to hold it double so it goes faster or single. I might just hold it single. No, I bought this hook for a reason. I bought a US size K, and they recommend US H. So yeah, I definitely meant to hold this double. And this is Joann's house brand, Big Twist value, which if I have to pick my favorite value acrylic yarn, it's definitely Joann's house brand. Something about it. For me, it combines that price point with the feel. It doesn't feel like too rough of an acrylic, but still the wear. It will wear very well. Like, it's not so soft that you're worried it's just going to come apart after a month. So this is one of the ones I'm really excited. I can't wait to cast this on, but I do need to wait because timeline-wise, I have probably the most time for this baby. So I should finish some of my other baby ones first. And like the socks, they can come whenever. But I do want to get the shawl off my needles so I can have my needles back. Who doesn't need multiple sets of ChowGoo? I love ChowGoo needles a lot. I've started to, like, once a month buy just, not the interchangeables, just the one strand, so I have enough. So if I have multiple projects, I can keep those going. So, yep, this was an acquisition. I have more coming, or what am I calling this? Replenishing my stash. All that great stuff. So that's it as far as the knitting content. If y'all stuck around for this long, dudettes, people that come to watch, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I do have 2 more sections. They are not knitting related. I'm going to talk a little bit about some books that I love to read. Reading was my first love. It always has been. And then I'm a huge nerd, and I love to do D&D, which stands for Dungeons and Dragons. And so I'll give people some updates with some campaigns I'm in, if you're interested in anything like that. And so, if you're not, thank you so much for coming by. If anybody liked my video or subscribed, that means so much. I'm just doing this for fun. I'm doing this to get an outlet for all of my yarn talk. So big thank you to everyone. I had a comment on my first video. I couldn't believe it. I was not expecting to get as many videos or any subscribers, really, when I first put this out. So Miriam, thank you. I actually know Miriam in real life. She is a hoot and a half. I love her so much. I'm going to try and get her on the podcast at some point in the future. We're going to crochet together. She doesn't know that yet, but hey! So that will definitely be happening in the future. Thank you to everyone that subscribed. Y'all mean the world to me. Thank you. I just really appreciate it. So D&D updates, Dungeons and Dragons. I love it. If you've never played, take a look at it. It looks complicated. It's not. Join somebody's campaign. They'll love to have you. It brings people together. I feel like similarly to how crafting brings people together. So I'm in a couple different campaigns. I do not like to be what's called the DM or Dungeon Master. I like to be a player in the campaign. Typically, I have done a cleric because that was the first character you did. I like the whole magic user part of it, but I don't like that it's. But I like that it's not as complicated as some magic users. And so I'm currently in Tyranny of Dragons, and then I can't remember what the other campaign is called. We're picking it back up from where we had left off, and so I love it. I love the ones a lot. We almost just had a total party wipe for one of my campaigns, which my character has never died. Which, if the people I play with and the Dungeon Master ever watches this, that's not a challenge. I don't want you to kill my character. I get invested. You come up with a backstory for these characters. I have pictures. I have names. I actually tried to develop different accents. If I try to make an Elvish accent or a Dwarvish accent, and I'll talk in that accent the entire time. So I get very attached, and I'm not ready. I know probably no one's ever ready, but I'm not ready, and so I was so thankful I survived. It was great. I'm playing with people I really enjoy doing that with, and we're still able to do it through Discord is the medium we've used. It's not the same as being in person, but you get to do some cool things with maps and things online that you don't always get to do in person without doing a lot of drawing or a lot of prep work on the poor DM. There's always prep work for the DM, which I appreciate. So it's going well. It hasn't really happened this past week because of finals for some students that I advise a student group for it, and other people are busy with work and things like that. I think it'll hopefully pick back up next week. We'll see if I keep doing 2 campaigns a week in the summertime, or if that'll change. But yeah, that's my D&D updates. I love it. I'll give you all some more details every week as we go through. And last but not least, I like to talk about the books that I'm reading. I love fantasy. I love fiction books. Pierce, I've read everything she's written. Even the short stories. I've read everything. I'm constantly waiting for her new books to come out because I love her so much. She's great. I love Anne Bishop. If you ever get the chance, she, especially her Black Jewels trilogy, which says trilogy, but she has so many other books that go in that universe. It's wonderful. They are a little darker. It's more mature content, very mature themes, but they're very satisfying. Very good books. I love the outcomes to those. Terry Brooks, he's also a wonderful author. But lately, going off the D&D spin, I found a new subgenre of books, and I really love lit RPGs, like literature RPGs. It's like basically if you took D&D and made it into a book with a character. and they have like you can put the different stat points in and you read all about it, but it still reads as a book, like an adventure or a fantasy, a novel, things. And so I just finished. It was called The Retired S-Ranked Adventurer. Um, it's in the Shatterfist series, Volume 1 by Wolf and Falcon. And so, wonderful, highly recommend it. It didn't get too deep, it wasn't too complex, it was the first volume. It felt more like an introduction, like a prologue to a much wider series. And so I hope more come out. I really did enjoy it. It's a good start. Nothing wrong with it. So I am a pretty voracious reader, so we'll see what else I read next. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by. Again, this is James. This is 50 minutes. Okay, did not expect it to get that long. We'll see. I'll try and do another. We'll try and do another video next week and let you know how things are going. Other videos that I have in the works, I have 2 different requests from different people for some tutorial videos. I am not the best. I don't know how to do tutorial videos. We'll figure it out. I had one person just like 2 hours ago ask me to do a tutorial for knitting. And then I had another student that I used to actually work with, she's graduating, asked me to do a tutorial for crochet. And so I, for the school, had actually done a tutorial on how to make this headband. And so this is our school colors. This is just a very simple, just a simple headband. And so I usually recommend that people don't start with a scarf. I know a lot of people hear, you know, start with a scarf, get really good at knitting or crocheting, and if you're like me, by the time you're halfway done with the scarf, you're all the way feeling done with the scarf. And so this headband is not knit in the round, it's knit flat, which means going back and forth, and it's actually crocheted back and forth. And it's like a mini scarf that you just seam the ends together. That's all you do. You just have a little seam right here. You can't even really see it that much. You just have a little seam. So it's like a little mini scarf that you connect, and then you have a headband. And so for somebody just starting, it's very simple double crochet, US double crochet through the back loop. That's it. And then you just make it the length you want so that it's tight when it's on your head, but it's not so tight you can't get it on. I just literally try it on and see, does it fit? And if I stretch it, does it connect? Not the most technical, but for when you're just starting out, it's a great project. It's great for gifts if you're bored. I actually did this for our students that had to be in quarantine due to COVID, so they'd have an option of trying to learn a little crochet. So that is what it will be. Yes. So that's another video that will be coming out. But that's it. That is all I have. Thank you so much. I don't know when you'll see this. I'm practicing my video editing skills. Thank you for stopping by. If you enjoyed this and you want to see more like it, please feel free to subscribe. Feel free to like the video. I enjoy it. That's why I do it. If you don't want to, my feelings won't get hurt. Not even a little bit. Yeah, if people want to post in the comments, I would love to hear anything else you want to know. If there's any questions people had, maybe I'll do a Q&A. Feel free to post your questions. I'd be happy to take those. Otherwise, I hope you're having a great day and hope you all come back. All right, now, have a good day. Bye-bye.